Hello and welcome to tutorial 190, and a Gold Pass member asked me if it would be possible to use the same technique that I used in tutorial 174, which created a centered moving average in another indicator, which was essentially a centered moving average envelope. That's what I've done in this tutorial. If you don't know what a centered moving average is, what it essentially does is calculates a moving average for a number of bars and then shifts it back half of those bars so that the center of the moving average is shown in the center of its range rather than at the end of its range. And so we're going to use that same technique here, and what I've done really is just copied the code from 174 and made several changes. This new program allows you to have two centered moving averages based on different prices. So in this case, I'm using price high and price low, and I'm using high and low, but they could be close or calculated value. The length is the length of the moving average. And then what I've also got is an adjusted percentage. So this is the percentage that we want to adjust the moving average so that we get those lines above and below, and I've got those set at I think about 0.05 on the chart at the moment. And then plot estimate, that's the same as in 174, set true. That means that we get the estimate, and I should draw your attention to that. So what we have here is the centered moving average for the price high with an adjustment, because we move it back several bars to be in the middle of the price of the time range. We don't have any data for this last part of the chart. So what this program does is it estimates that, and the way it does that, it uses the data that it has, but for the rest of the line it has to use the last price, and it just multiplies that by the number of bars that it doesn't have data for. So it's a very simple way of doing it, and that you can see is at the bottom here where we're doing this estimated CMA, and we're doing it both for the high and the low, and consequently we've got variables for both, and then we plot those within this control within this for loop. The CTR is going from 1 to half average length -1, and each time it goes through we plot something so that you can see on the chart we have this this line here, and then if you go back historically you can see where the line was plotted previously, and then when we started the chart is where you'll see that you no longer have the two plots. Anyway, I hope that makes some sense, and not sure if I mentioned also, of course, when we're doing the plot we want to move it in the middle of its range, so we do that by using the plot statement and this square brackets, which means the plot is made that number of bars back. Oh, and the syntax for the displacement we're doing is 1 plus the percentage divided by 100. So if we're 50%, it would be 1 plus 50 over 100, 1.5, and we multiply the high by that, and we'll multiply the low by 1 minus the adjusted perk below divided by 100. Okay, if you're interested in EasyLanguage and TradeStation, then please subscribe to the Markplex email list, and also subscribe to this video channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.